Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are back with Judy Mayotte, and she is a resident of Skyline Retirement Community, which is a life care community in downtown Seattle, right up on the hill, spectacular views. When I went there in December to go tour the property, I was just absolutely blown away. And for those listeners that have been listening to me a long time, I don't get blown away very often. And this community is absolutely exceptional. And we are here with another amazingly exceptional lady that I am having the privilege to talk to, and that is Judy Mayotte. And Judy, you have been living at Skyline Retirement for the last 6 years now, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Suzanne.
So Judy, we talked about, what it's like to, to live in, and select Skyline that you process that you went to. When you made that choice, you decided now to make a move. Obviously, it was a big change for your life. And it's a big change for a lot of people out there that when they make that move, it's like what you talked about that you looked at Horizon House. So it sounded to me like you probably had set that you wanted to go into a life care community. Is that correct in the beginning?
Correct.
Okay. And what was the reason for that? What was the process that you went through?
Several things. I had come back from living in a number of years in South Africa and was living in ptsd. And I bought a condo when I came back. And because I lost my leg in the war zone in Southern Sudan a number of years, I knew that probably at some point I would need some kind of care. So I bought a that had 3 bedrooms so that I could have a caregiver. And then I realized that's really going to be lonely if I'm the only one here, because when you live in a condo down, any place, everybody's going out. And I thought, here I be home alone. And that made me think, why don't I look at some of these life care places? And I wanted back to Seattle. I knew that. I had taught at Seattle University for a period of time and fell in love with the state, with the city and the state. And so I wanted to live here. And
you're not far from Seattle University, right where you're at now.
Priced wheelchair variant. In fact, I do it almost every day, a little ride down there. But anyway, I knew that I wanted to. My husband died almost 50 years ago, and I've been alone for a long time and worked overseas, and decided that I wanted to come to a place like Skyline, because I wanted community. For many people that moving into a place where a lot of people live together and that you are together, that is a really difficult. They've lived in their home for 45, 50 years. They've accumulated everything. They have memories there because they raised their children there. They have their garden. They have their food. They have, so much, but they also that they need more care.
Right.
And I think the transition for someone that has lived long in a place is more difficult than it is for a nomad like me.
Yeah. And it is. And I speak to families, Judy, all the time, and especially the adult children, and they're concerned about their loved ones living at home. And especially the average family doesn't understand that the more lonely that someone is and the more alone they are, the more that's a recipe for dementia and Alzheimer's to just flourish, because they don't have that social wellness piece. And that is a real definite peace. It's like, it's clear the reason why you're so vibrant at 87 years old is because you're active. You're using your brain in a million different ways, and that is keeping you completely vibrant and who you are. Where a lot of people say, well, I'm not leaving my house. I'm going to stay at home and watch TV. And that's, they think that that's fine, but really what that's going to be is it's that the chances of that person, generating a expanded sense of dementia or Alzheimer's can certainly be more prevalent that way. And that's the thing.
And that's the beauty, I think, of a place like Skyline.
Absolutely.
There are so many fitness opportunities for us as far as classes are concerned. There's the school, there's the gym, there's just the exercise classes. There are all stimulating talks. There are musical programs. There's just everything. And then the thing that I, again, want to emphasize that a place like Skyline, we have built such a fine community here that it is an inclusive community rather than an exclusive community.
Right.
People in. So you have all these people with incredible life experiences that you're eating dinner with, or you're sharing a movie with, or you're having people in for a cocktail before dinner or something. And you can be with people as much as you want to be, or you can be alone as much as you want to be.
Yeah.
The advantage is that really right as far as dementia or as far as just your general health is concerned.
Sure.
Keep active and keep your mind active. And we have every opportunity to do that here at Skyline.
One of the things you say that really strikes me, you may not even realize you're saying it, but you're inclusive of the word "we do this." So in other words, you are absolutely a part of what is there. You're an included person, where a lot of communities, I think they don't, residents may not think of them as an integral part of the culture of the community. So to me, and that, I guess what struck me when I went there before, is that residents certainly have an influence on everything that goes on, which is amazing.
And it's true that we have what's known as the Skyline Residents Association, which is, consists of 5 people. And then under that umbrella are a number of committees. There's the dining committee, there's the caring committee, there's the fitness committee, the religious committee, the spiritual committee, whatever. And people really, have an opportunity to engage in those committees and really get to know other members. And so they use their time fruitfully with other people. The other, I think, is really beautiful about Skyline is that the original residents, when it first, for this building, we have 2 independent living buildings now, that one just opened a year and a half ago, which is right across the street. But when the first ones moved into the Cascade Towers where I am, they moved in kind of one couple by one couple to get it, to use the elevator and everything. They were eating down in the dining room at a round table. And they really made, in a certain sense, a pledge to one another that they would be an inclusive, welcoming group. And that feeling of welcome and being included just permeates atmosphere of Sky. And as I said before, people can as much as they want to, and they can be out and do as much as they want to within line itself.
Right.
And so I think that that inclusiveness and that feeling of being here and having every kind of person. I mean, you can. I mean, you have all these life experiences of people that is just one.
Yeah, yeah. And, so many times I think that the shyness or the reticence of making a move like this is, will I fit in? Will I be welcomed? Will I have, and it's the fear of leaving things behind that they may not be serving you, but they're familiar. And now you're moving into a new community, which, when someone is that focused on welcoming people, those kind of fears of will I be accepted kind of go away.
Yeah.
You will be.
Yes, you will. And you find people who you click with. I mean, you just do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And obviously you probably living there for 6 years, you probably built now long friendships with people because they probably been in there as long as you have.
Many of them.
Yeah. So old friends and new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
They keep coming. I mean, because we are at, we are at the end time of our lives. Called the third act or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
But it is the end time. And I do think that for many people, that too is something that weighs on them. And I know that, that we slow down in our movements and in our ability to do things and in our cognitive and everything else, but we still have full lives, and I will say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, just the whole feeling of knowing that you are a community, that you have a voice, that you're making an impact every single day. That gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of meaning to your life. And when you talk about it's at the end of your life, I mean, I'm 68 and I'm thinking about, how much longer can I run my company? How much longer? And then what's the next chapter? Those are things that people my age group right now are starting to have those conversations. And it's really interesting to see, what can happen for our age group. So we can plan on doing something as amazing like what you guys do.
And I think another thing too, when we talk community, some people will say, well, I've lived in a house and I've lived with my wife and my children or my husband and all these many years and want to live in a place where I have all this swarm of people around me. And it's not like that. It is you make the choice of how you want to engage.
I love it. I love it.
You're not forced to. There's absolutely, if I wanted to be a hermit, I would be, I could be a hermit right here. And I will not be, but you have it. There's so much that is open. There's so many open to you within a place like this, and that living in a high rise among a group of people is not scary. I will say that.
Right. Well, I am so excited because in our next segment, Judy and we're going to talk about her life, everyday life. And I think I might be able to talk her into, for those of you watching on YouTube, taking us on a little mini tour of her apartment. And so don't forget, check us out in our next segment, and we'll be right back right after this. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.